So we have returned. Well, if you'd have seen the last video, which was last night, you'd have seen that I've driven home. So basically, I wasn't planning on coming back into work really properly till Monday. But it's Saturday today. And obviously, a couple of videos ago, I bought this Daihatsu Sportrak, but it is actually a Feroza. Feroza. JDM import, done 51,000 kilometres. Doesn't work. So Simon dropped it off, but it was just as I was leaving for France for 2 weeks. So if you'd seen the video, we attempted pouring some petrol down the carburetor, put a jump start pack on it, wound it over, and nothing happened. So we knew we hadn't got fuel from the tank, and we had ascertained that this is obviously 16 valve one, but it isn't 16 valve multi-port fuel injection or single port fuel injection. It has a carburetor, which we'll show you in a minute, and a mechanical fuel pump. So we were assuming that the fuel system would have been the bit that wasn't working. Tipped some petrol, lots of it down the carb, wung it over, no fire. And then we had to just give up because we didn't have the time, and we were going to end up getting into it, and we were going France next morning. So anyway, I've had 2 weeks thinking, because don't like leaving things, and don't like things that don't go. So I have been running lots of stuff through my head, because there was not even an attempt to firing out of this thing. Now, all of these Japanese vehicles normally had an alarm system, which this one has got. You can see the glass brake system poking out from under the bonnet, under the windscreen, just there. Aftermarket alarm. Now, there is no alarm fob, no alarm tag. All of that is missing. We've just got a key. So it turns over, but we haven't got any spark. So it's a possibility it doesn't have a coil or a set of points. It's got a coil pack and a distributor, but only to locate it to whichever cylinder is firing at the time. So I'm leaning more towards the fact that it's immobilised than it is broken. So obviously under here, I think this is a 1600, don't quote me, 1600 16 valve. I mean, this thing is F, so 89, 88, 89. And there is some stuff going on down here. Don't know what that was, it is only I here. So what I'm going to try and do today is, because I've snuck off and I'm here quietly on my own, is see if I can get this to start so it stops annoying me. So I think there's a fair likelihood that the immobilizer is on, and the tag, the box, and whatever is missing. Me and Simon had a look through the truck when it turned up, and there's nothing in it. So I'm going to have to try and find the immobilizer box, and whether it is immobilized or it's just properly broken. Because there, see, that's the little charge coil. That's the distributor, but there's no points or anything in that. It's just purely doing, I think it has some description of crank sensor, but there is some interesting looking blue wiring just there, which does look to me, because we had a quick look at it yesterday, like that is a bypass for the coil. So like an immobilizer would be immobilizing it. I'll bring you in here in a minute for a quicker look. One of the wires has been cut, it's got blue tags on it, and there's a wire going off and coming back to it, breaking the loop. So I think the first place to start is to take that off, because that's probably killing the coil. And then we need to get this very aging Halfords battery out here. We'll have a boil on that, see if it comes back round again. And then we need to get the top properly off of the carburetor so we can get in there and assess on the fuel systems. I've bought some posh petrol, the Super Plus non-ethanol stuff. So we need to try and blow back to the tank to see if we've got non-block fuel lines, see if the fuel pump comes around, see if the carburetor is going to do anything, see if we can get a spark, and we're going to pretend like that cam belt in there that we can't see is absolutely fine. It'll be perfect. So I'll bring you in here a minute and I'll show you the bit which I think is the immobilizer, and we'll take that out. And then we might just put a jump start pack on it, tip a load of petrol down its gap and just see if it fires before we attempt taking any of that apart after we've unplumbed that. Right, so we come here into a world of old boyness. Now, obviously we have, because this was a Silver Lake acquisition, a key with just, but it is only this key. Now, up here on the dash is one of those sort of, I don't even know what, it's a Cobra. It is a Cobra. Cobra alarms, which were fairly standard fitment, either when he brought it into the country because your insurance company insisted it had to have a total immobilizer closure annoying alarm with a little round tab and a bit on it to get it insured. Now it has got this on the dashboard, but this is a Sir Galahad emergency alarm that's probably seen the best. That's nothing to do with that. And apart from this slightly strange thing, a grab handle, a wheelie twiddly thing, and no miles, so 52,230 kilometres on it. And its MOT history checks out all the way back from first import. So that's not 152,000 kilometres, that is 52. Nowhere on the steering wheel, look at those pedal rubbers. So we are pretty confident that it's missing its immobilizer arm, D-arm. There's no like plug-in place. I would have thought it would be around Bipper. It ain't here. So I reckon we can't have a look in the ashtray because the ashtray is missing. That's probably where it was. So it turns over, the lights come on the dashboard, but I'm pretty sure that strange wiring up the front, which has got them crimpy clips on it, is not original and is hooked into that to cut the coil dead, which in theory, if it was immobilised, would stop it from starting. We're going to have a look in the back a minute because this thing is very old boy. I mean, it has been sat. I'll go and check it. I don't think it's been on the road since 2014 or 15, and I think it's done like 25 miles since its last MOT. And it definitely has been sat slightly with the window open because we've got a big green going on there. And we do have a bit of rust on the carpet from where it's been sat. Where the floors are good, there's a little bit of rust in the back corners. We're going to go and have a look in the back now, and I'll show you that. Right, so if it opens the back door here, you can see the proper old boyness coming on. Now, obviously, when you buy these things from Silver Lake, you buy them on photographs. You can't really go and see it. So, I mean, that is quite a nicely made wooden rear floor. There's no roost in the back here. There are rust in the rear lower quarters of the back. That is standard Sportrak. And you were hoping that that was in front of the rear seats folded up, but they're gone. So we'll have to find some of those or something like that. Now, I am just, very good car. I've just done a Car Vertical report on this. We are not affiliated with Car Vertical. I use it quite a lot. It is quite good. But we're not about to start chucking all the adverts and the Car Vertical stuff at you. Don't panic. So the Evosa MOT history check on this thing brings it up as last MOT'd. Let me flip back a page. So last MOT'd on an MOT history check on the 26th of November 2019. It passed having 52,194 miles, it says, but this is JDM import. So it's kilometres, it's counting in kilometres, it's not counting in miles. It's got all them sticky over things on the dash that makes the speedometer obviously changes the positions, but it's not counting in miles, it's counting in K. So it has done 52,230 kilometres, and it was last MOT'd at 52,194 kilometres. So one would assume that something happened fairly shortly after the MOT in 2019, and then it's been sat since, which the general state of the inside of it, the outside of it, and the goo would sort of. And its MOT history checks out all the way back. It's showing first MOT in this country on the 24th of December 2006 at 45,000 kilometres, 191 miles, and all of it follows through pretty much from there onwards. I mean, she has hardly moved. It's done 2,000 or 3,000 kilometres every year until 19. So the fact it's a Feroza, or Feroza, means it's not a British UK supplied truck. So it's either had to have come in from Japan or possibly from Cyprus, because years and years and years ago, this is what we used to do, was lots and lots and lots of the Japanese imported trucks. So, will car vertical tell us when it was first registered? You'll have to excuse, I've got the wrong glasses on because I left the other ones at home. These are my... So first registration, the 06 1989, but it says in the United Kingdom, first owner, and the second owner 07 1989. So it's only had 2 owners. So it does look like it's been registered in the UK from new. Which doesn't make any sense. Ah, right. 12th 1989 was manufactured. So first inspection 2006. I would have said that somehow the DVLA have done a DVLA, and guys, because it cannot be registered first 06 1989 and then appear on the National Mileage Register first, or the MOT history. So some in there is a bit strange, because this is not a UK vehicle. So I think the DVLA have got the date of manufacture and the date of first registration mixed up, which we have seen before, because we did have a mate with a Toyota Hilux Surf that was H-Reg, shipped in 2001, and they registered it as a 51 plate. It got all very technical. So basically, I reckon the mileage has got to be pretty true, and this has been sat for 6 years, unstarted, at least. So basically, I think we're going to go under the bonnet now. We're going to pull those coil wires off, join them together. I'll show you those first, because I reckon that's a fair chance that that Cobra Immobilizer is immobilising the thing. We'll chuck a jump start pack on it. We'll try the same again. We're just going to quickly tip some petrol down the carb and see if it fires before we dismantle it. Because if it fires with those wires joined up, we know we've got an immobiliser fault which has been removed, rather than electrical fault that's stopping it from starting because it's broken, not immobilised, if you get what I'm going on about. Right, so under the bonnet you can see that this thing is covered in sort of tree, like, I would have said that's Leylandii fluff. I reckon it's been under an open car-sided carport, sat next to a Leylandii hedge, because if it had been outside for 6 years uncovered, it would be much, much mankier and rustier than it is. So, I mean, it is just dirty underneath here. I don't know what the first charge date on that battery is. We'll get over there in a minute and see if we can find one. It's a bit more difficult without the right glasses. But if you look here, so we took the top of the air filter off. You'll have seen Simon a while ago. We put a battery pack on it, turned it over. Nothing happened. So we did tip some petrol down the carb. Nothing happened. And as I say, we ran out of time. And if you look here, see, so that's, you've got a distributor on the back. I'm assuming it has a crank sensor, because there's a little coil pack, an early one, and then your 4 spark plug leads coming off of it. Now in this coil pack, in the supply to the coil pack, is this piece of wiring put in. Now that cord there comes up through here into the car, and basically would appear to be breaking the coil feed from the ignition, which you'd have thought the only reason you do that is if it's hooked into a Cobra alarm, which is what's causing the trouble. So simplest way would be to attempt to plug that into there like that. So that takes top quality anti-theft device out if it's going to work. And there is one of them big Cobra sirens here, look. So we've definitely got some description of aftermarket alarm. It could actually be, no, it is aftermarket. It's going down here. There's a bonnet closure sensor there. So we have definitely got an alarm. Broken. So I think that hopefully will take the alarm out. It's worth a try, isn't it? And if we'll either find it a battery or a jump start pack, pour some petrol down the carb again. We're going to ignore the fuel system at the moment, because when we were wanging it over the other day, it wasn't pumping nothing. So if it ain't pumping nothing, either the tank is blocked up or it's empty. I've got some petrol, but what we'll do is we're going to see if we can get it to fire first. If it fires, then we know this bit works and we don't have to dismantle it. And then we need to work on the fuel system. Make sense? We know it's got oil. It has got some coolant in it, so we'll top. Oil's perfect. Smells a little bit fuely, which makes you think that when someone was trying to get it to go a while ago, that the fuel has been going straight in the sump, because it can't burn it because it's not sparking. And then we'll top the coolant up just to make sure if it does come alive that we ain't going to cook it. And we'll have a look at this battery. I'll take that off a minute, see how old that is, if that can give us a clue on when it was last alive. See if we can find it a battery. If we can't find it a battery, we'll find it a jump start pattern. And then we'll see if it goes and work on it from there. Right, so we've fished the remnants of the rad cap bit that fell off out the radiator, topped that up. It took about half a litre, so I don't think it's totally out of coolant. Just been through, obviously taking the battery. Now the battery is dated 2019, so we're assuming that the battery was chucked in it last time new to get it to go for an MOT. We have removed the manky wiring. And I have disconnected the fuel tank for a minute, so I am going to, if I can get this to work, just scooch a bit of highly flammable brake cleaner into the carburetor. Let's fill the carburetor bowl up with brake cleaner. I mean, that'll really help it. And then we'll go and twist on the key and see if it fires. If it doesn't fire, then we're going to have to properly go through the ignition system and get testing on stuff, but I'm pretty confident that that over there does look like the Immobilizer cut in. So, we have lights and a charged battery. We are out of gear. See what happens. There you go. So it definitely fired. So tip some more highly flammable fluid down it. Might even have to go and find some petrol. But that's the first time we've ever had anything out of it sounding like a fire. The nice brake cleaner, I'm not tipping degreasant down it, which you won't like. Yeah. Right, so I think we'll call that a success. That was at least 3 of the 4 cylinders coming around. So obviously that was just immobilised. So we'll ignore that, that's fine. And we'll call that repaired for a minute. And what we need to work on is some description of fuel system. So what I'm going to do now is charge the compressor up, because it obviously hasn't been turned on for a couple of days. You will notice that we are quite dusty around here, because the Capreing you will see lumps of in the background has been coming on immensely well in the 2 and a bit weeks that Alice has been away. Fudgy has had his head well and truly in it, but I'm not going to show you his project and his work, because we'll get him to explain that later on in the week, because he can go through it because it's his toy. So he's got another week's holiday, because I told him that he needed it, because he's done that side, that floor, this bit, that bit, that bit. He's done a lot more than I think he expected to, and he's got this bit to finish. So don't ask me any Capri questions, because we'll get to that Thursday next week. And I'm going to charge a compressor, try and blow back to the tank to see if the fuel line is completely blocked up, and then whether we got any petrol in it that's going to need pumping out. It's probably going to be minging if it's been in there for 6 years. We'll slap some new fuel in the tank and then see if there's any life out of this fuel pump. If there isn't any life out of this fuel pump, it'll be clicky clacky until we can get one, and then we'll see if we supply it with fuel, whether it's going to go as it should rather than pouring stuff down it. That makes any sense. Makes loads of sense to me. Right, so you'll see I've popped the fuel door open. It had one of these top quality crap flexi cap things in it, so we'll need to find it a proper fuel cap because they're rubbish. I'm going to blow air, compressed air, back to the tank, and we'll see if we get any gargling or anything coming out of there. Now, if we get lucky, it's completely out of fuel. Otherwise, it'll have a load of brown varnish nastiness in it. If we can get it freed off, we'll try and pump that back out the front with an electric fuel pump. That's my plan, anyway. So if I get my airline, we have, what have I done with the fuel supply line? It's just there somewhere, isn't it? Fuel supply line. And there's fuel coming out of the fuel supply line. Oh, that smells pretty horrible. And I'm not sure we got any gargling out of there, did we? Difficult to tell. Right, pumps. Let's get a high pressure fuel pump, electric one, and try and suck the tank out. Right, so I have found a small pot for just test and quality purposes. I have plumbed up this XIVco inline fuel pump, high pressure one. And we're going to attempt joining these wires up without blowing my head off. I can go over there and see if anything comes out of this. That was the last of the diesel in it, but well, that's not looking terribly special, is it? Right, let's go and see if we can hear any description of sucking from the tank end. Oh, I think you'll find that is blocked solid, isn't it? That'll be fun for me. I'll sit there. Yeah, just go on the floor. I can't be asked. If we're going to go anywhere, just go all over the engine. It'll be fine. Like that. Have we got any? No, don't sound like it, does it? I think that's definitely either a block fuel filter or a block fuel line. Right. Wonder if we can do it the other way round and pump fuel back to the tank. Let's try that. Right, reverse feeds. Like so, and see if it will force fuel back to the tank, possibly unblocking it. It's not having any of that, is it? Or is it? I think I've got those the wrong way round. She's blocked, isn't she? Oh, we're away. Can you force anything back to the tank? Oh, I reckon that tank pipe is blocked in it. It's trying, but it don't like it. Whoa. Right. Let's try the other side of the fuel filter. It don't like that, does it? So I think as if I have times my main fuel line to the tank is definitely block solid. There's the horrible fuel filter there. Haven't got anything coming out of there. Definitely got fuel coming out of the fuel filter. Right, more PS of the eyes. That'll wake you up, won't it? Ah, there she goes. Right, we've definitely got fuel, got air going back to the tank. So what we're doing now is put this back together and see if we can get any fuel out of the horrible thing. Swap these back to the correct side and see if anything comes out of it. Oh yes, there comes a load of nasty brown shat. Right, I'm going to get a fuel can to drain this into, and then we'll pump the tank out completely. I mean, I don't know if you can see there, but that is not what one stuff should really be looking like. So 20 minutes later, look at that load of nastiness. So that can go in the waste oil thingy or somewhere and get rid of that. Now what I am going to do is grab this can of fuel from over here. Now we are going to assume that the fuel sock in the tank is pre-grab. So there's one way of cleaning it out without taking it out, which is to reverse this pump, and instead of pouring fuel back into the tank from the top, we're going to pump it back in from up here and then flush any of the shit back into the tank. Give us the best hope. Strange thing to do, but I think that'll work. And we'll get hooking that, we'll half that can in there, because that's pretty sticky and horrible. And then we'll try seeing if we can get the mechanical fuel pump to come around. Now it can suck fuel, turn her over a bit. We might prime the carburetor a bit by blowing some fuel into it. See if that brings it around. Right, put me coffee there a minute. So I've pumped half a tank of petrol back to the tank and then put a little bit more out of that, or half a can back to the tank. It's free flowing. Reverse the pump, and then basically I've primed this fuel filter. This is a fuel pump, and this is one of those pumps where it actually returns back the tank. It's got a line off here, so it's blowing fuel back here. We've washed all the gack out of it. There is a fair likelihood that this carburetor is going to need to come apart to be cleaned, but let's just try it. So if we put this fuel line all back together, let's take you out of the way. Sparks and flames and stuff over there. And this seems to be flowing quite freely. And put that back on there, do it up. Now I have probably primed the carburetor. That to there. Where's my carburetor rejuvenation tool? It's just free the float off a bit. If the battery's still got some charge left in it after all that, we're going to try turning it over now, and we'll see if it busts off. It's going to have a few vacuum leaks, but we'll deal with them and put it back together. Let's see if it is going to pump fuel and if it is going to start. Right, I suppose the only thing is to have a twist on it and see if anything happens, isn't it? I mean, it's either going to go or it's not. Oil light is out. Oh, runner. So that's probably a bit 3.5 cylindered. But we'll just let it warm up a bit before we put the top back on it. And we might give it some revs. So it's there. Well, a bit of an exhaust blow down there, and that's definitely not quite 4 cylinders. Alright, no massive amounts of bubbles coming out of there. Will you rev up? You will, yeah. 4 cylinders, lovely. Sweet as that. Right, I think we'll put the top back on. We might just quickly pull the plugs a second, because I think that's about 3.5 cylinders. So we'll have a quick bit of plug extraction and a clean. And I think that might be a working Daihatsu. Top quality. Are you going to come out of there? Yes, you are. Look at that. Yep. Come on. There. Yep. Come on. You know you want to come out without braking. You go over there onto that. Right, I'm going to faff around getting the plugs out, clean them, put the air filter back on, and then we'll get it out and let it run up. Right, so plugs cleaned, put back in. We just quickly start it, that makes it on 4. I've chucked the airbox back in, cure all the vacuum leaks, and what I'm going to do now is fire it up and let it tick over for a bit. For all the people that go, oh, you're revving the diff out of it when it's cold. That, a minute ago, wasn't even quarter throttle, so it might sound like it's bouncing off the walls, but it's not. So we'll let it tick over for half an hour. We're going to put the rest of that can of fuel in it, blow the tyres up, and we'll see if it moves. And then we might even get all excited, because it has got brakes and it does appear to have a clutch, I think, to see if it, if it's worth a test drive. Anyway, let's see if it starts. Come on, little Daihatsu. Away we go. Oh, come on. There we go. So that is 2,000, just under 2,000 revs. Yes! Right, I'm going to quickly pour the rest of this fuel in it. We'll let it come around a bit, see if anything pours out the bottom of it, which it hasn't. And then move Hilux, and we're going to go and have a go around the village just to bring it around a bit. Well, that's sort of 3.5, 4. Come on, Doris, come round. Well, we're definitely on 4 cylinders now. It's come around. I put some fuel, a load more fuel in it. It's registering over quarter of a tank. It's been sat here for 10-15 minutes ticking over. It's just under half temperature. I have blown the tyres up. So I suppose we best see if it moves, and if it moves, we're going to open the gate. We have moved to Helix, and we're going to go and have a whack around the village. That'd be a really good idea. I am going to have to take that stupid thing off the steering wheel because I don't like them. I'm sorry, it's going. Where's my 13mm spanner? Don't need 14mm, 15mm spanner. 14, 15, 13, 14. Let's try 14. Yeah. You actually need. Oh, no, you are coming. Right, that can go. More use on a forklift, I reckon. Don't think they're legal on the roads anyway. And there's some stupid thing hanging off the sun visor here that can come out too. What is that? How do we get that around there then? Oh, like that somehow. Does that come through? Yes. Hang on. That's up around here. Breaking it. Oh, subtly done, man, subtly. Right, that's gone. We'll get rid of the strange thingy that can go. Right, there it goes. Right. Slight interlude there, because it plug floor 4 decided that it had had enough and it was quitting. So I think we've got a slightly gunged up thermostat, but it seems to have opened enough. And we're going to give it a try. I've had to beat on the front brake calipers because they was a bit sticky. And we'll go and see if it wants to play ball or not. We're a bit crooked there. Let's come there. That's better, isn't it? It's sounding much better with the addition of a new spark plug. We only went for the one, obviously. Expenses and all that now. For quality purposes, first off, we're going this way out of the village. Just in case this breaks down, because I am on my own. This is Terry, not looking. Is that better? Oh, acres better. That is pucker. Happy little Daihatsu. Little coffee, possibly. Nulling me into a false sense of security? No, I think we're all right. Warm mouse. The heater definitely works. Seems alright. I've driven worse. The carburation is quite what it's supposed to be. Do the front brakes come off again? Yeah, the calipers is definitely a bit sticky. Very sticky. What's she like for the restartings? Oh, she's there, isn't she? I'm going to beat on the calipers a bit more. We might try it a bit further afield. Right, we're going for second time lucky. I've brought the caliper for Air 3000 with me just in case I need it. I'm going to try a little bit further afield, but I'm not 110% sure that the getting the correct amount of fuel almost feels as if we get going, we're sort of running out. What I don't really want to do is go anywhere and stop, because that will give me problems. Because I can't ring Fudge up today and get him to go and drag me back in, because he's not here. Go for a lap all the way around the village before we decide to go up the hill, just in case it breaks down completely and we need to rescue it. It sounds sweet, isn't it? It's a bit coffee and a bit horrible. As long as if it's either getting too much fuel. I wonder if the automatic choke is stuck shut. Come on, you little bugger. See what I mean? Oh, yeah, no, we're not happy now, are we? And we've quit. It's going to be a pain in the arse, isn't it? What's causing that then? Right, let's go and thump on it. It's definitely got something to do with the supply of fuel. Because leave it for 2 minutes and we're off again. So, going up in the tank. Running back like it's perfect again. Oh, I wonder if the fuel filter's absolutely snotted solid. It probably is, isn't it? Let's go and find one. Go again, look. Definitely got something to do with fueling, hasn't it? Stupid fuel cap. Can't think stupid fuel cap is vacuuming the tank enough to stop it. No, it's gone out again now, isn't it? Give it 5 minutes and then it comes back round again. We'll see in the yard. Right, so we have figured it out. He shuts this. Basically, after about half a mile, whatever is stuck in the fuel tank sock in the tank plugs up, and then basically it can't draw any fuel if you leave it for 10 minutes. Whatever is in there lets off enough to give you another 500 jods. We eventually got back here. So this is going to need a fuel tank, either whether you can access it through the back, or I need to drop it out, clean the tank out, clean the fuel sock out. But it's a running and a driving. The front brake calipers need de-seizing because they work, but they're not very good at coming off. But apart from that, and I think it needs a thermostat. So I'm going to order some bits because the thermostat is not as open as it should be, I don't think. The front brake caliper is going to need bringing around, and we're going to need to pull the fuel sending unit out of the tank and see what's manky and stuck to the end of it. But I'm doing this as a success, even though I have broken down around the village 5 times this afternoon. Once in someone's driveway, lots of kangarooing, no backfiring, just general bleh. So I'm done for the day. So thank you very much for watching my stupidity. We'll be back on Thursday with a Capri update. We've got Carl, the winner of the 250D, and we've got to get on and get that built for you. So I'm back on that because we're back working as a Monday. I don't need any more work. People, please stop ringing me up trying to get me to do things. We've got too much to do as it is. Don't want a bit of help, but it's probably 8 months if you want to book something in. And also we're going to need to get the Sprinter, the mobile police station in here, and get the bodywork sorted, a couple of bits of welding and in for an MOT. If you haven't gone and had a look already, there is a link in the description for our that raffle competition, and then we're going to have some other stuff coming up. There is obviously a Hilux at some point, we just haven't got to it. It's going to take a load of time. And sat there, remember, is the furious driving. So things to get on with now. Now we're back and running. Fudge is having another week on the Capri next week, so we'll keep you in with that. I have got a Vito to make, camper van to make, and then me and Fudge, we're going to get on this W123 of Matt's, get that going, and then I need to get the engine pulled out of my Hilux. There's a recovery truck there that's coming as a competition prize. That Sprinter we started, it's got to be painted, put back together. That's all that's left to do. And you will see in the background is my camper van returned from Claire, obviously. So known by my missus named it Gino. It's Gino the camper something. So we don't use Gino. I built it 5 years ago. I think we've used it 4 times. So Gino is going to have to be to go in a minute. Now I haven't made my mind up whether to polish it to death, put another MOT on it and sell it on eBay, or depending on the amount of interest, because the thing probably owes me over 10 grand in bits, whether we put it on as a competition prize. But it might be the first time we put a competition prize on with a ticket limit, because I can't afford to give it away, because I'm going to use that as a deposit for a house in France or something like that. Anyway, I'm waffling now. So if you haven't looked already, go and have a look at the Sprinter competition, because if you want to build yourself a race van, a camper van, a Sprinter van, it's a really nice old thing with 45,000 miles on the clock, genuine, which you don't see on a 904 these days. I'm going to keep beating on this. Next week we'll be back for a Capri update, and if you haven't, please like, tag, share, subscribe, follow. All of that helps the numbers. It's a little bit down because August is always a bad month because everyone goes on holiday, including me. So I decided this year to go on holiday when everyone else did, so we didn't have to worry about the numbers. But it would be nice to get a few more subscribers. The more subscribers, the more, honestly, the more average revenue we sell, the more we get our YouTube, the more we can do. That's how it works. So thank you very much. Ow, 6D diesels.